This is Steve from HomeStrung Jewelry.
And this is Debbie from HomeStrung Jewelry.
And today we're going to show you a new program that we're introducing.
It's available on our website and it's called the Gemstone Orphanage Subscription Box.
Yep, a lot of words, isn't it? Okay, what's involved in the subscription box, Debbie?
What we have is an orphanage full of these beautiful one-of-a-kind orphan gemstone beads that need a home. They need to be adopted. And so we put together a selection of other beads to complement that orphan stone so that you can turn it into some beautiful jewelry and have a lifelong stone mate.
We are going to interrupt this video for just a minute to give you an update on what is happening with the Gemstone Orphanage Subscription program. But first, we need to cue up some sad music. We sold out of all the subscription boxes in less than 2 hours after it was announced by Gina on her Orchid and Opal YouTube channel. We had no idea this was going to happen, and we know a lot of you were sad you didn't get a box. We felt bad as well as we read all the comments from Gina's viewers and then went through the many emails from people asking to be put on a waiting list. After spending the last few days discussing what happened and bouncing a few ideas around, we have come up with something we hope might help. First off, we will be increasing the number of subscriptions that will be available when we announce the May box, the next one in the series. We will have this up on our website around the 1st of April. We will email ahead of time everyone who asked to be put on the wait list. In the meantime, we are preparing an unsubscription box that will be available to pre-order on our website starting tomorrow. This will be a mystery box, not part of the subscription program. This box will be unique and different and contain beautiful beads. You won't know what you are going to get until your box arrives, you open it, and are pleasantly surprised. Each box will also contain a Gemstone Orphan from our Doorstep Orphans collection. These are one-of-a-kind orphans that come from all corners of the gemstone world, stones such as Kambaba Jasper or bamboo agate that we just don't have enough of to put into a subscription month. They are all numbered, registered, and papered orphans, just like the ones in the subscription boxes. There just won't be any moss agates. The box will also contain beads similar to those in the subscription box but curated to go with that box's orphan. The cost will be $34.95 plus $6 shipping, and there will be a discount offered. Orchid and Opal viewers can enter Opal 10 to receive a 10% discount, and our customers from HomeStrung Jewelry can enter HSJ 10 to receive the same discount. These mystery boxes will be available on a first-come, first-served basis, but we hope there will be enough for everyone who wants one. We will begin shipping these orders in about 2 weeks. So, to sum up, we will be increasing the number of subscriptions that will be available for the May box. And we are making an unsubscription mystery box, the Gemstone Orphan Mystery Box, available to pre-order starting tomorrow, with a projected shipping date in about 2 weeks. Finally, we have one more bad news, good news item. We'd better cue up the sad music again. We love our Canadian friends, but we won't have a shipping solution available for you for the mystery box. If this changes, we will let you know. But the good news, we are working on it and plan to have it available in time for the May subscription box. We will now continue with our review that we have really chopped up and cut down in length from what we had originally intended, but it shows a slightly different set of beads than Gina's box, and at the end shows projects and jewelry we made from the box. Thanks for your patience, and be sure to check the notes for all of the links. Okay, let's open the box and we'll look at what's in here first off.
We have the inventory sheets, some totally awesome stuff to go with your gemstone, all cataloged so that you can verify that everything is included in your box that was intended to be.
And then there's a supplemental inventory sheet too for an add-on for findings. We'll talk about that in just a second, but let's look and see what's in the box. Okay, first off, what's this, Debbie?
That is the bag of the gemstone beads that are meant to complement your orphan gemstone.
And this right here?
That's your findings add-on.
And what's this?
That's a thank you gift, just a free gift that I've thrown in at the end when I was packing these boxes up to thank you for being part of our subscription box family.
And then this little box here.
There it is, the star of the Gemstone Orphanage Subscription Program. Inside the gift box, you'll find a unique, one-of-a-kind Gemstone Orphan. And this first box is themed around moss agate.
Don't tell me. It's moss agate, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is moss agate.
Okay, what would you call it? Is that a horse eye or a...
It goes by both the horse eye and the marquee.
Marquee, that's
as
what I
far
was
as the
thinking
shape
of.
goes.
That's a back, and this is a pendant stone. It's drilled up at the top, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, then down here in the bottom, so right here we have... So this is all the documentation.
This is what you get whenever you adopt something. You get an adoption certificate. In this case, it also contains a registration number. Every one of our orphan gemstones is put into a registration database.
Okay, so this is that stone, isn't it? And so this looks like it gives all the information on the size, the type of stone, the shape, which is not a horse eye, it's a marquee. It's drilled. There's unique characteristics, which you'll be able to read about with each one. And then, of course, up at the top is the unique registry number so that you can track your stone. And then we've got a second sheet here as well, which is full of really important stuff. Okay, so this is just information about your stone, about the orphanage.
Yes, how to take care of your stone.
Now, it also references that there's a downloadable booklet that's available on our website that's Caring for Your Gemstone Orphan, a training guide for the new owner. And this is exclusively available for free for people who get one of our orphan stones.
Just to let you know what we mean by every one is unique and different, here are some of the other moss agate selections that will be in this month's subscription box program. This is just a few of them. But if you notice, every one of them is just totally unique.
Okay, now what makes the moss agate unique?
Well, first of all, moss agate is not actually an agate.
So we're lying to everybody then.
You might say that. It's actually a form of chalcedony. And that is just a variety of quartz.
Okay, that's just a quartz.
I found a reference that in the 17th century back in England and Europe, it was considered a farmer's stone. It's an earth stone, and it was considered to be lucky when it was used to help in gardening. So the farmers took it an extra step and started tying moss agate into the branches of the trees and even onto the horns of their oxen when they plowed their fields.
So they were hanging moss agate jewelry on their cattle,
on their cows, their oxen, and their trees.
Their cows. Yes, I can imagine that. Yeah. Okay, along with the stone, with the orphan stone, which is the main thing you're getting here, you're adopting a stone. This stone is going to become your stone mate. This is going to be a companion for you forever. But along with that, we have all of these extra stones that, I mean, what's a subscription box without a lot of beads and things? And so here is everything that's in there. And let me just give this a second and we'll get it out.
All right, included in this box is a variety of fancy Jasper gemstones. Let me mention real quick that there are many types of gemstones where in a either they can't even, you don't find them big enough to do full-size pendants, but sometimes when you do, they're not unique enough in color and pattern to make them an orphan gemstone worthy of adoption and registration. And so a lot of times we will put beads from those categories that complement our orphan gemstone with our gemstone. And so included in this box is a variety of fancy Jasper gemstones. Fancy Jasper is a really amazing stone as it exhibits a very colorful palette of greens, creams, lilacs, mauves, all combined together with an emphasis in a variety of shades of green. And so this makes it a great companion stone for your moss agate. Here you can see the different Fancy Jasper stones and how they would blend beautifully with this moss agate pendant.
Now, Fancy Jasper has been called the stone of tranquility because it's believed that it has a soothing effect on some people, and the quiet colors kind of help you relax and calm both your mind and your heart. So what have we got in here?
You have, in the rounds, we've got 4, 6, and 8 millimeter rounds, and then we have some beautiful 13 by 18 flat, puffy oval beads. I love these beads. These have all been very high quality in the manufacturing process and in the stone content. These are a beautiful, beautiful companion stone for this very special moss agate pendant bead.
Okay, so what have we got here next?
Next are our opalite beads. Now, opalite is probably one of the very popular man-made gemstones. It has a semi-transparent, milky type color that actually comes from combining dolomite and metal. This also results in an inner glow. When you look down into the stones, they can flash different colors the same way that real opals might, which is why it gets its name. Real quick, I want to make a note. Because it is man-made does not exclude it from the gemstone categories. Man-made stones often use real gemstone material in the process of making the stones. And this is a nice example in that it's using dolomite and minerals, the same minerals you'll find in moss agate, fancy jasper, or any other type of gemstone.
I think they also call this, was it sea glass, ice cream stone? They call it the Tiffany stone, probably because of the opalescence that's in there. And it's also been associated with merchants, called the merchant stone, because it was believed to be helpful in business and finance. So you'd often see merchants with a string of these that they carried with them. So now I also noticed that these are all, they're fauceted stones, so there's a little bit of extra sparkle.
Yes.
And they're giving it even more of an opalescent appearance.
Next up is a rather rare type of gemstone. It's called ruby zoisite. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as ruby inzoisite, and that's because this stone is a combination of the green, which is the zoisite, and genuine ruby crystals, which is the flashes of ruby or pink that you will see in these rondelles.
Yeah, it's, I guess this is considered one of the younger stones because it was only discovered back in the 1950s down in Tanzania, and I think that's still the main source for the ruby and zoisite stones.
The only source.
It's the only source. So if things get hot in Tanzania, these could disappear.
It's also one of the very few stones that is not known to be enhanced or treated in any way. Almost all the gemstones on the market today get heat treatment, or they get a wax inclusion to help strengthen and smooth them. But ruby and zoisite is one of the few that it's not enhanced or treated in any way.
Okay, so now we got the Malaysian jade. Is that this right here?
Yeah, I've heard this sometimes referred to as rubylite. What they mean when they call that is the pink colors that you find in tourmaline are sometimes called rubylite tourmaline. And so this is a type of Malaysian jade. It is dyed. The dyes are permanent, and it was meant to imitate the rubylite tourmaline that you see on the market today. It's also a really great match to go with the ruby flashes that you see in your ruby zoisite stone. We've added the fuchsia options in this box to help add a little bit of splash of color here and there when you go to dress up your orphan gemstone.
Of course, you can use these for just about anything. So you don't, I mean, don't overwhelm, don't spoil your orphan. You know, just use what you need there, and the rest of it, put it to work for you.
All right, let's move on. Next, we have some cultured freshwater pearls. Steve is kind of made a hobby of studying and learning all about pearls.
I like pearls.
He really likes pearls. He hates to give them up.
In fact, I just noticed here, these pearls right here, the white pearls, look very familiar to me.
Those are your AA rices.
This is my private stash.
I know.
I thought I had that hidden away.
I raided his stash of
all the
pearls.
double and triple A's are put away. This is a one-time thing, folks, and next month it might be just Debbie doing this review. Oh, gosh.
All right. Let's come up here, Steve. The fuchsia ones are just a simple potato pearl, about a 6 millimeter in size. They've been dyed this beautiful fuchsia color.
I picked out this color for a specific project, and then Debbie used some of them, so now they're available.
But these beautiful white ones down here, these are the ones that Steve's not too sure he's going to let me put them back in the box. So you want to check and make sure that these are in your box when you get your box.
Yeah, we might edit this out. Just cover those up.
A box wouldn't be complete without having a few beautiful crystal beads thrown in to add that extra special touch of elegance and sparkle. And so we have 2 crystal selections. The first one up here are these 6 by 12. I'm going to pull a few of them out so you can, I need to bring them down here.
Yeah, I'd put them in the picture.
Let's bring them down here so you can see them. A few of them out so you can see. These are a 6 by 12 briolette crystal drop. And the second one here is a 6 by 8 disc or wheel, whichever shape you want to call it. These are half-plated green on an AB crystal. So you get all that beautiful flash and sparkle. You get the colors that come with an AB finish, but you get a predominant touch of green because of the half-plating green that you'll find on both of these crystals.
I like the way they change colors. And these, again, you put those next to the Jasper, or even to, oh wow, look at them around the Orphan.
Yeah.
We're going to spoil this Orphan here with these stones here. Now inside these briolettes, you've got some other little beads.
Oh, they were on the strand. I did take the briolettes off the strand, and there was this glass seed bead that separated each of the briolettes. I think it's meant as a type of protection to
just protects them.
Kind of protect the stones. So as I took them off the strand, I thought, hey, I'm just going to include these little seed beads.
You know, when we get strands like this that come in with these little crystal separators, I used to pull these out, and I've actually made jewelry with these little beads because they've got the same plating on them.
Yeah, they have an AB plating on them.
And so that's just a little bonus for you.
Right. The last strand of beads in our selection box is a strand of 2-hole check tile beads. This color is called yellow jet. I call it a happy shade of green.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of yellow there.
Or jet. You know, they do have little tiny flashes of some ruby type reddish purple color flashing through it. But because it was sold as a yellow green and arrived as this really brilliant shade of, or yellow jet and arrived as a really brilliant shade of green, it really made me smile. I thought, oh, what a happy color.
Well, nice surprise, too.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but
maybe we got it on sale. So, all right, these aren't glass or gemstones down here at the end.
Nope. I threw into the box at the very end a couple of items that I thought might be fun just to play around with and see what you can come up with. One is just some 2 millimeter genuine leather cord in a dark green shade. If you take a look at some of the pictures at the end of this video, you're going to see what I did with it. Yeah. And this is a strip, if you're not familiar with what this is a strip of something that's called faux leather. I'm going to flip it over real quick.
I love faux leather.
Faux is a synthetic. And I have seen some very stunning earrings made from cutting different shapes into the faux leather, layering them, putting them onto ear wires. You could probably turn these into leather type bracelets. Like I said, it's something that I threw in at the last to give you something to kind of play around with and just have some fun with it. All right, so this concludes the bead portion of our subscription box. But if we've caught your interest here and you want to see another example of one of these boxes so that you could compare it to this one and see how the boxes can vary from box to box, because they're not all identical. I don't always have enough beads of any one kind to put into every box that we send out. So substitutions and changes can get made to them. And if you'd like to see how it compares, Gina over at the Orchid and Opal YouTube channel has reviewed one of our boxes. It also is a moss agate box, so you'll be able to see the differences. And we've included a link to her video in the description below.
Now, if we've got your attention on this new subscription program, all the information for subscribing is down below. But also, while you're down there looking in the comments, we'd appreciate it if you would click the like button, maybe hit the subscription button and ring the bell as well. And then you'll find out about any projects that we make from this, other tutorials that we do, and also the next subscription box that we bring out. And so we appreciate your time and looking at all this today with us. Now, as an add-on to the subscription box, we also have a findings kit that you can get. This is available for, I believe, $10.95 additional. And of course, there's the inventory sheet that comes with our incredible findings kit. All of this is just to help enhance the project. Now, of course, this is entirely optional, but it's a separate thing. And so let's take a look at what's in the findings bag. Okay, here's all of the findings that are included in the incredible findings kit. Now we're just going to quickly go through this. We've got some bead caps here. These would fit probably a 6 or a 10 millimeter bead. Jump rings. You always need jump rings, and there's several different sizes here. We've got some earrings. These are a post earring right here, and then here is a hook. These have kind of a fancy little design on the back. And then, of course,
the back, it's the front.
On the front, excuse me.
The posts have a swirl flower with a sunburst pattern behind them. And these are just plain elegant. They have a carved design on the front just above the loop. Yeah.
And then, of course, all the miscellaneous backs. We've got metal, and then we've got a synthetic plastic back, a vinyl back as well. Of course, you've got the perennial French ear wires. You can't have too many of those. And then over here on the side, we've got some tube beads. This one's kind of a cutaway, so you can see through it. And then another variation of the tube bead. And we've got a couple of, help me out, Debbie. What are we?
They're bells.
They're bells.
This is what you're going to need to attach your orphan gemstone to whatever it's going to get attached to, whether it's the leather cord, chain.
We've got a real simple one, and then we've got the fancy one. And when we say findings, that we're also including a lot of metal beads. These are kind of a flat metal bead.
They have a Celtic knot.
With a Celtic knot on it, yeah. And then here's just something we threw in. This is just a pendant. Obviously a butterfly with some colored crystal in it.
It happens to be Swarovski crystals.
Wow, can't get that much anymore.
Can't get those very often anymore.
And then up here we have some clasps. First off, we've got a magnetic clasp. This is the neodymium, which I can't say, which is the super powerful magnetic clasp. Clasps are what hold the world together if you're a jewelry maker. We've got a couple of toggles here, and then just some traditional lobster clasps. Then down here below, this is one of my favorite beads. This is a little tiny daisy bead. It just has a single hole going from side to side in it. But these are amazing, and I just lost that one, so whoever gets this kit, you're going to be one short. I love these little two-holed S-shaped beads. These are just great for adding into bracelets, necklaces, whatever. I think you could probably even do an earring thing. This is where your creativity comes into play.
There is a design at the end of the video that shows how I used these in a design.
Then we have a couple of just cord ends. These are just kind of a glue-in sort of a thing. Then some little tiny ones. These can be crimped. These would work well with the leather cord that was in the main kit, and then a couple of ribbon connectors, which would work with that faux leather thingy. You just take the leather, put it in, squeeze it in, and it will hold forever. Of course, head pins, everybody needs head pins. And then we have a length of cut chain here, which I'm going to mess up the nice arrangement. If you look at this, it has kind of a sparkle to it, and that's because of the pattern that's been cut into each individual link of the chain. And I believe there's about 36 inches, a meter, a yard.
I think there's 2.
Of the chain. 2 yards. It looks like there's a ton in there.
36 inches, 1 yard.
Yeah, which is enough for one really, really long necklace or a whole bunch of small bracelets or a couple of necklaces. And then, of course, we have here our crimped kit. This includes crimp tubes, crimp covers, wire guards. Just have a selection of these things. This is something that people are always running out of, and you can't go to the store and just buy one, so we're including some of these in the kit.
10 sets.
All of this is available in the...
You forgot the daisy spacers.
Oh, the daisy spacers and the little rounds. Oh my gosh. Can't forget daisy spacers.
Spacer beads. You never have enough spacer beads.
Everybody loves daisy spacers, and little tiny rounds are the things, they're kind of the supporting actors in the jewelry world. You don't notice when they're there, and you do notice when they're missing from your jewelry. All of these are included inside the Incredible Findings kit, which is available as an add-on when you order the subscription box.
Stay tuned for the snapshots of the jewelry that we made from this subscription box.
Oh, we didn't hit record.